Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you.
22.7 US dollar loan. Nigeria will split if Southeast is excluded, Ohanaeze warns Buhari. The Ohanaeze Indigo Youth Council Worldwide, OYC, has warned that there will be crisis in the country if part of the 22.7 billion loan approved by the Senate for President Muhammadu Buhari led executive is not used to build infrastructure in the southeast. OYC warns that the Southeast exclusion will fuel crisis and political uncertainty and push the region out of Nigeria. This was contained in a statement signed by the President General Mazi Okechukwu and Mazi Okonwo, the Secretary General of OYC. The Secretary General of OYC and made available to Daily Post on Sunday. Ohanaeze said it was studying diligently the details of the approved $22.7 billion loan, which was meant to address infrastructural facilities in the country, and determined that the government publish the details of the zones that will benefit from it. The Igbo youth group warned that any plan to exclude Southeast from being beneficiary will bring and will send wrong signals capable of shaking the foundation and the unity of the country. As it will not augur well if the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, which we support, do not support us. President Muhammadu Buhari in 2015 electoral promised to revamp Enugu coal mine and not been coal mine had not been formally addressed since 5 years ago. We presently today South East federal project that should be factors factored into the $22.7 billion loan and shouldn't be denied of any political reason. They include completion of second Niger bridge, drainage of Imo River with establishment of Owena Dry Sea Port in Abia State, revamp of Enugu Coal Mine, restructuring of cement plants and factory Ebonyi State, commencement of federal roads, approval during the section of the Federal Executive Council on 22nd May 2019, which the Honorable Minister of Power, Works and Housing had kept mute on. This federal abandoned expressway approved are not being considered. Reconstructions of ABA Itu Ekpene Road, rehabilitation of demolition of Ikutu Ekpa Road, dualization of Owerri ABC Express, rehabilitation of Akokoa Express Road, construction of Enugu Transport Africa Highway. OYC insists that this capital project should be factored into the $22.7 billion loan on behalf of the Southeast Zone. We are still monitoring the development of the ongoing works on Enugu Port Harcourt Express Road, Onitsha Enugu Expressway, and all the highways that is supposed to be done by the federal government. The organization warned that tensions are already warming up in the southeast on the rumor that Southeast has been excluded from the $22.7 billion loan. OYC called on the federal government to publish the beneficiaries of the proposed loan, which includes with inclusion of Southeast projects to show this intention. Ohanaeze noted that silence on this situation will be a provocative attempt to push Southeast Zone out of Nigeria. The Igbo Youth Organization therefore call on President Muhammadu Buhari to direct those involved to include the above listed abandoned federal projects to save Nigeria from disintegration. Well, Nigerians, you've heard the news. It was a bit of a jaw breaking for me pronouncing some of those words, but not to say the least. We know that it's no longer in news. Federal government going to take a loan of 22.7 billion dollars loan again on Nigerians' back. This is a loan that they've taken. They were not supposed to take this loan if Abacha's loot was brought into the country. But we all know what happened to Abacha's loot, that the US have held on to it because Nigerian governments were not being transparent. They found out later. They've already completed all the, they were the ones that called on Nigerian government. The US called on Nigerian government to say, we found this amount of money that was brought here by one of your former heads of states. He took this from your country, and I think you guys should use this to develop your country. They spoke to Buhari's administration and they started the motion in place to make sure that Nigerians get that amount of money to be able to develop the life and property and things of her people. But guess what? The US, they will not just release that kind of money without doing their own proper and thorough investigation because Nigerians over time has showed them that they are very crafty and they are not to be trustworthy. They are not trustworthy set of people. So the U.S. Department of Justice and Investigation began to investigate what Nigeria government was going to do with the money, and they found out that President Muhammadu Buhari's election was funded with Kebbi State governor's money. Part of the funding of that government was with Kebbi State governor's money. And so Buhari has signed a part. So the Ohanezes are really asking Buhari to look into this thing critically because if he does not make sure that everybody gets a fair share of what is going on, that will not be nice. Oh, like I was explaining. So the US, they were expecting Nigerians to abide by what they've talked about. But on investigation, they find out that Buhari has promised Kebbi State governor 100 million. And this same person, US indicted him then that he was one of those who stole Nigerian money with Abacha then. Immediately, the US held on to the money, saying they are not releasing the money anymore. Can you see what is going on in Nigeria? That there is more to this thing that beneath the eyes? That Nigerian governments are very deceitful. Can you see what is going on? They told the US that they were going to use, please refer back to my former news and hear what Malami said. They're going to use the money to construct federal roads, blah, 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 blah. It was all a lie. The US found it and they were very angry and they said, you know what, we'll keep this money. When you guys are ready, when you guys have put your house in order, you can come and collect the money. So the money more than the money we went to collect now went to take now as a loan. Nigerian money that Nigerians have, individual Nigerians, the ones that they've looted, they can actually pay Nigerian debts. Money that some of the state governors have, ex-presidents have, they can conveniently pay off Nigerian debts. Nigeria has gone to borrow $22 million loan, $22 billion loan. And the Ohanezes are saying, you know what, whatever you are doing with that money, make sure that our roads and parts of, especially the Enugu coal, they are all revived and revamped so that there can be job for people in that area. What about the federal roads? Nothing has been done to it. So these are some of the things that they are asking for. They are not asking for too much. They are asking that these basic things be done so that there can be tangible evidence of democracy. Because why they are making out this announcement is because they've heard and gotten, resources and information from reliable source that the Southeast was not mentioned at all in that was not part of the allocation of that money. The money has thoroughly been allocated and be divided already between some states and some people, and the Southeast is not even a part of it. So, Nigerians, these are some of the things that are going on. I would like to hear your take on this matter. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. We are here to keep you up to date with all that is going on in Nigeria and around the nation of the world. Please don't forget you have a voice. Use it. Thanks for listening. God bless. Have a good